Mike, I wore
Yeah.
something very special for you. You see my hat? You see that? You see the
Hold
picture?
on. Oh, that's great.
My
I
my
love
my
it.
wife got that for me. I wore it special for you. You want to know why?
What?
Whether or not you like Trump or not, he is an incredible symbol for resilience.
I love Trump.
I love Trump too, but whether or not you like him, he's a symbol for resilience.
Dude,
I think
that
he
guy is,
perhaps is the ultimate symbol. The
yeah,
whole country turned against him.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
Fucking, I mean, look what that guy fucking went through. I mean, the guy
Yeah.
got shot at. I mean, you gotta respect. I mean, even Mark Zuckerberg, who was clearly not a Trump supporter, is like, how can you not root for this guy at least in some degree?
I know. He's like the Timex watch, takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
And he most certainly got his hand raised at the end. We can all agree on that one. True.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen.
it's just
I don't.
amazing to me.
What's that?
I said it's just amazing to me. The guy was just, he's come out pretty clean on all his stuff.
And victorious. Getting shot is not easy.
No.
But look how he handled it considering.
Yeah.
Having the whole country turn against you is not easy. Look how well he did considering, understand? That's what
Yeah.
this is always about. Mike, I got my own challenges this week. I'm not immune to that. I don't live in a monastery, I don't live in a fucking forest, but I'm doing
Yeah.
pretty fucking amazing considering. I'm still finding moments of joy, happiness, definitely power all the time, that's for sure. But no matter what happens, I'm fucking in control. And I can tell you, and I do believe in something greater, Mike. I swear to God, I'm doing incredible considering. Understand? But we don't live in
Yeah.
a monastery here. That's the way it's always going to be. That's never going to be the exception. Listen, never also forget as well, we are physical creatures as well. I mean, regardless of your spiritual beliefs, there is a physical nature to our existence. Okay. If you have
Yeah.
a day like I did, I mean, again, I'm probably having one of my most challenging weeks I've had in a
Long
while. I
time.
mean, I don't know how
Yeah.
long it's been, but it's been a minute, that's for sure here. There was one day particularly that I was, yeah, let's see here. That was, I mean, it's been an interesting week here, but the day I'm actually referring to is actually Friday. Friday particularly was fucking. I had some incredible weight on my emotional barbell, just fucking battle after battle after battle after battle. But the thing is that because of the nature of what I had to do that day, I was forced to wake up super early. So I'm aware, Mike, I was physically compromised. On a day like
Yeah.
that, I used to have a training, Mike, called a 70% day. A 70% day is still a great day. I mean, if you
Yeah.
recognize you still had real power and control, even in the middle of the shitstorm, you have to still smile about that.
Right.
Okay. So
Yeah.
on a day, I had probably one of my 70% days. It's probably the first one I've had one this in a while where I still did pretty good. I'm not saying I didn't have moments of joy and happiness, but it was a fucking hard day, man. And I had some challenges. I'm not saying I had power all the way through, but I had a lot of weight on my emotional barbell, so to speak here. But a day like that, I was also physically compromised as well. So on a day
Hmm.
like that, I'm going to say, you know what? I did pretty fucking good considering, and I'm going to allow myself to go to fucking bed and recharge for the next day. Okay. Remember, never forget, Mike, the program is called Refocus on Happiness. It's not called Ignore Problems. I got challenges too. So that's the nature of life. So you might as well smile about that and embrace it and do what you got to do here. But this guy is the ultimate, again, I mean, I like him too, but whether you liked him or not, he's the ultimate symbol of resiliency.
Yeah. No, I
Okay.
agree with you.
Okay,
100%.
so we don't have to go through the details at this stage of the game where you're on the program. We don't have to go through the details here. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. We all have them. But what you focus on is how good you did considering. Okay?
Well, I don't know if you want me to, I can share them. I'm happy to.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You can, at the end of the day, always
Well,
remember this emotional resiliency process. You're welcome to, but remember, when you feel good and powerful, do the details really matter? No,
but
but
I,
you're,
I
you're
just
welcome to,
think,
though. You're welcome to.
I just think the gravity of what happened was, well, so just two things. So I'll share real quick, but I'll just tell you the other night I was laying down to go to bed and I kind of just had this epiphany of this program and literally like I was just ready to lay down and I was just like, man, I can't believe how much I've changed
Good. That's all that
personally.
matters.
And it's like, it's been slow but progressive and I probably could have done better, you know.
You did, Mike. You did
I did
amazing.
the best I could.
You did amazing. If you agree, you learned quite a number of things during our time together.
Oh
Then
yeah,
you did amazing. You
yeah,
did the best you could based on you currently understood every day, and you were consistent. That's amazing. That's an A+ in my book.
yeah. So that was for me. That was kind of like an epiphany. It was just like, you know what, man, this is amazing. Just like I kind of like got plugged into this whole. I mean, uh, you're amazing, but there's a lot of amazing coaches that are doing similar things that you're doing, but it's different. But there's so much of this stuff you're doing to help people get past their junk, and they're not going to a counselor for years and years. And
Mhm.
I just think it's an amazing thing because I've been to counselors and they don't do anything, you know?
I know, I know. By the way,
So
I'm just saying, I can't help but say this here. This would have been the beginning of an amazing video testimonial. Just for the record. But Mike,
you
that's
can
my,
use it
that,
on another one, but
well,
I
okay,
don't know if it'll.
that would be super cool. But Mike, that's my whole point. That's my whole point. Unless you want to live in a monastery or forest somewhere, we have challenges. We all do. I certainly have them as well here. You don't think I get in arguments with my wife sometimes? You think we always agree? No.
No,
You think every I look, I'm gonna give myself credit where credit is due here. I think I do pretty fucking amazing with my clients. But do I not come across a rotten apple from time to time? Yes, I do, Mike. And do those
hmm,
people operate in a way that is kind of disgusting? Of course I do. I have those as well. We all do. You can't avoid that. It's impossible. Okay? But what you can always celebrate and acknowledge objectively is, damn, I'm fucking still feeling levels of power, even joy throughout a very tough day. That's what matters. Remember, this was always about control, not
right,
perfection.
yeah, right. Well, so
Yeah,
yesterday.
continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, that's okay. No,
Yeah.
that's great, great what you said. And you're right. We don't live in a monastery, or we don't live in a forest, or you know, we don't live in a little hut in the
No,
deep
and would you
forest.
want to?
No, no. But so anyway, as you know, that I'm an alcoholic, and I've been sober for over 7 months now, completely sober.
Hmm.
And I went to give my sponsor a call yesterday, and he was totally blottoed,
Hmm.
completely blottoed. It just like um, it. I have to tell you that knocked me straight to the ground. I mean, have somebody that's for 6 months uh, they you talk to them almost every day how to make it through that day. And this is before I met you, but and I called him yesterday and he was totally drunk, and I it was just blew me away. And then we've been talking.
Yesterday you were totally what?
My my friend and like sponsor
Uh-huh.
who I've been dealing with from the beginning of this whole thing. He's an alcoholic too, and
Hmm.
so I I called him. I call him like every other day or whatever, and I picked up the phone and he sounded drunk. And I asked him, I go, "Are you drunk?" And he said, "I'm totally drunk." And that
And
was
that is amazing. Not in a good way. Good way for you, but not for him.
I just it blew me away. And then uh, before that, I happened to find, not that I was looking, but I found all these pictures of my wife with that guy she's with,
Hmm.
and she just continued to lies that they're not together. And I just found like the smoking gun, and it was like all that together in one day. And I'm still a little rattled from it. It's like um, my this guy that I totally respect. He just, you know what? I don't. He just he said he was doing. He was. How did he put it? He said, I'm feeling so good.
Hmm.
I was feeling so good because everything's going so well. And so I went and got drunk after like 14 years of sobriety. And so anyway, that was a real hit. And So it doesn't mean that we're not. What it means is we're not perfect.
We're not meant to be. If I, Mike, when you sign up for this course here, I don't post myself, market myself in, an
No, you don't.
AAA capacity or anything like that.
No.
So, but I think you would really appreciate knowing that. It would make sense to you, especially at this stage of the game here. I have tons of people that once they start the program, they'll confide to me. They have some kind of addiction or some kind of substance abuse, something of that sorts here. And they'll tell you they did better here, even though that was not the purpose of the program, than other stuff they've done in the past by far. And one of my biggest gripes, it's my opinion, right? I'm entitled to it. One of my biggest
Yeah.
gripes with these substance abuse programs is it's all or nothing. Somewhere
Yeah.
between all or nothing, there is progression. I mean, if I had somebody who, like, when they start the program, they confide in me, hey, I'm having 6 drinks a day, and at the end of the 6 weeks, they're only having one a day. Isn't that a hell of a lot better, Mike?
Yeah. It's a hell of a lot better.
Yeah. Like, why would you not celebrate that? It doesn't have to be all or nothing. Look, Mike, I've never posed myself to be something I'm not. I have a drink. I have coffee from time to time. I'm in anything if it's not going to kill me and there's no permanent whatever, it doesn't hurt anybody. There's nothing wrong with it. You understand? I gamble. I like everything, but I
Yeah.
make my choices consciously and deliberately.
Yeah.
Understand? That's the
Right.
difference. But I'm not trying to be fucking perfect here. I like being a human being. And ironically, by really, and this is great for you long term here, by really embracing progression long term, you will crush it in this thing we call life. You go so far beyond these other people and you leave them behind. And Mike, you're a great guy. You're a fucking awesome guy. That other person that we're referring to here, that person's a little soured. Make no mistake, she will have her come to Jesus moment sooner than you think. And when she
Yeah.
does, and she comes back in the future, do not feel bad for her. It is not
No.
your job to save her. Keep focusing on yourself. You learned at this point in this stage of the game here, how many fucking jobs you got, Mike?
Yeah. One.
Don't
And
let
that's to pay
anybody
off.
ever, don't let anybody ever, 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 ever take you away from what you learned in this course here and how to really ingrain that one job here. But yeah, you'll see a lot of these people that post this bullshit on fucking Facebook. They're posting it. Let me tell you a little secret, Mike. The people that really are there where you really want to be, they're not wasting their time on fucking Facebook. They're too busy enjoying themselves. Those same people are posting how they got it figured out and blah, 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 and criticizing people. These are the same people 6 months, a year later, they'll start messaging on Facebook. You don't really know people. These people are full of shit. The people that
Hmm.
really are truly enjoying and living the life that you really want, they're not wasting their time on fucking Facebook, Mike. And
Yeah.
you got a real good glimpse of that here. I would highly encourage you to embrace progression, consistency, control, not perfection for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Well, I'm just taking it day by day right now, man.
That's the only way you can do it.
Yeah.
Remember, if you learn everything in this course here, I mean, is tomorrow even a real fucking thing, Mike? Is next week a real thing?
It's not. It's not
No.
guaranteed.
Well, it's not even real. It's a fucking concept. Remember, I told you I had a client that owned a bar. He has a sign in his bar that says, he has a sign in his bar that says free drinks tomorrow. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So it's like, why would you wait for, there is only now, Mike. You will
Yeah.
only have this big, long, eternal, endless moment. It doesn't end. There is no tomorrow. It's not a real fucking thing. So all you can do is recognize objectively how fucking good you're doing, considering in this moment.
Okay. All right.
Does that
Well,
make sense?
yeah, totally. I mean, we've talked that for, well, I started in July. I'm on the long program, but
You are, but slow and steady wins the fucking race. So that's all
yeah,
that matters.
but that we've been talking about that since um July,
Hmm.
what you just said. I mean, the same thing. It's like you don't say don't say anything different, maybe just in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
I
You're
keep doing
very
it until it really hits to you. It hits for
yeah,
you.
you're very consistent. You're very consistent in what you say, and that consistency, no matter how it comes out, maybe it's different, it's still the same. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? And that's what's
Absolutely. The truth can't be diluted. It's still the truth. It
right,
just can come in from different vantage points.
right. And so how do I put it? It's you're you're the stuff you're training us, stuff we're learning through the videos and reading and stuff,
Mhm.
doing our program. It what was I going to say? I just lost my memory. Um,
You're good. Progression
Uh,
and perfection. Hey, Mike. You don't think I lose my train of thought sometimes? Of course I
I
do.
hate
Whatever.
that.
Who gives a fuck? Am I not on
Um,
point most of the time? Great. That's what I'm trying to do here. Again, I can't. If you get
I
one
know.
thing from this call here, it's really about consistency, progression.
Yeah,
If you really continue to embrace that over the next several weeks, months, years, you will leave those other people so far behind in the fucking dust.
yeah, yeah. You're right. And but what I was going to say is, so after looking at so many programs, your yours are very concise and simple.
Hmm.
Like there's some. I have this guy that I'm working with a little bit, and he has three three mediums that he puts information out on, WhatsApp, texting, and email. And I told him, dude, I can't even follow you. You're like you're like all over the place.
You should just stay with me, Mike? Why are you going anywhere else?
Well, I'd already kind of,
I
it
know,
was
but
more
mhm.
of a, remember I told you had already had something going on, and
Oh, okay, I got you.
yeah,
I have to,
it's not like you, for sure.
I have to say this though. Ongoing in the future, if you ever invest in a program again, the only people, if you do something, I mean, you have what you need here, Mike. I assure you have the best of its kind on planet Earth in
Yeah,
this
oh,
specific
I
area.
agree.
But if you ever did, which I would encourage you to do, if you ever did consider, say, hey, I like learning, I'll learn more. You should only do it with the people I would refer to as the creme de fucking creme, the Tony Robbins, the Dr. Joe Dispenzas, those people. You have the framework here with me. Those things would only just add to it in an enjoyable way. But you have what you need. You don't need doing more fucking coaching. What you do have to do,
Mhm.
it's like you, with your background, your martial arts background, continue to allow yourself to embrace that progression. You take the skills, you use them in combat, right?
Yeah,
It's those experiences that allow you to really embrace the next level. You have what you need. You just have to continue doing your repetitions. That's all you got to go. Remember, like I told you in the very beginning, my message has always been consistent. You can
yeah,
only go so far so fast. You might as well be okay with that. Ultimately, what I taught you is a biological process. And of course, there's a certain level of experiment and get feedback. You can only do that so often throughout the week. That's why you can only go so far so fast.
right.
But I assure you have what you need here. Just keep doing the repetitions.
Okay. Yeah. It um the long sitting times, I have to confess, were a little hard for me because I
The what?
the for the videos, the long videos were a challenge to sit, and so I had to break them up. So that's some of what took me longer. But that's that's the way you need to do
And,
them. And
I was always okay with that. That's not a
yeah,
problem.
right.
And Mike, I assure you, you have exactly what you need. We talked about this before. You have that
Yeah,
little
right.
tool that has I promise you, you have everything you need there. Okay. That's
Yeah,
why I gave that to you. And remember, I mean, I know the course is big. I never gave you all those videos to impress you. They're all
I know.
important. I take a lot of pride. I think you know this here. I take a lot of pride in what I do.
Yeah,
I'm always going through and making sure that it really is the best ordering, everything possible. So it was important. But with that said, I assure you, you got exactly what you needed. The biggest lessons, the biggest learnings, the biggest juice to squeeze was when you and I spoke personally anyway.
yeah, yeah,
So you have
yeah.
what you need.
Right. And that's, I guess I was kind of confirming what I said in the beginning. Like, I just kind of had this like epiphany, like this thing's like changed me,
Hmm.
and I think it's going to keep changing me if I just keep working.
Mike, Mike, you believe in God. I know that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I do too. Even though one of my challenging individuals recently tried to tell me that she thinks that I don't believe in God and that I have done something against religion. I'm like, dude, I don't know who you think who you're talking to here. Ridiculous. But again, look, Mike, I live in the real world. I come across some people every once in a while that are just not good people at all. It is what it is. So anyway, bottom line is, Mike, I do believe in something greater, and you know that here. I swear to
right.
God, if God struck me down, it's not true here. This is only the beginning as long as you keep doing what I put in front of you. You have to
Yeah,
continue to every day, like a good fucking soldier with a smile on your face, do the 30 minutes, but as long as you do it with consistency and embrace, this is never going to stop, Mike. Some days we do have more weight on our emotional barbell. As long
yeah,
as you embrace it as the workout, that's what it is to the next level, you will get rewarded week over week, month over month from now to the end of time. And the fact that you recognize how much this has paid off for you should be beyond obvious to you that that is absolutely true. Mike, this is only the very, very beginning.
Yeah.
Only the beginning. You've barely scratched the surface of where this goes. And I've always been straightforward with you. What this is, what it's not here. I'm having one of the
Yeah.
most weeks I've had in a very long time, but I'm
Yeah.
crushing it, considering. I've never posed
Yeah.
myself to be something I'm not here. I like being a human being. I like progression. I'm not trying to be perfect here. Perfection's not on the cards for anybody. But as long as you keep doing your workouts every day, what I've taught you, you will be amazed where you're at sooner than you think here. Tony Robbins has a great phrase. He says most people, when they work with him, I don't know. Tony Robbins is Tony Robbins for a reason. So Tony, if you watch this here, I think you're fucking awesome. Okay. But anyway, Tony Robbins has a great phrase. He says most people overestimate how far they can go in a year, but they underestimate how far they can change your life in 10 years. I
Hmm.
assure you, Mike, in this world, the one you did with me here, you probably overestimated how far you could have gone in a week or two, but you will severely underestimate how far you can go in the next 12 months
Yeah.
if you keep doing what I put in front of you.
Well, you know, you have that saying that you, well, I don't know, if you ask me to do something and I don't do it, you're like, well, oh well, you know, I told you what to do and you didn't do it. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so there are some things that like you told me to do and I didn't listen because I'm stupid and I'm, what,
It's
hold
all
on,
it's all part
I'm
of the
pulling
process, Mike. It's all part
the
of the process.
process. I'm not
Mhm.
going to say I'm stupid. I'm controlled by emotions still sometimes.
You're
And,
still
but
building something that you started me just a few months ago from the ground fucking floor. If this is
yeah,
martial arts, you started me as a white belt 6 months ago. You're not a black belt in 6 months. Maybe you're a yellow
no,
belt or yellow belt with an orange stripe. That's
yeah,
the reality.
right. But so if that situation comes up again, then I'm like, oh, yeah, I did this. I need to do this, you
You
know?
follow your slides I gave you. Three
Yeah.
things each day. Just follow it the way I gave it to you. You will come out of it with your hand fucking raised. I give you my word.